pussy water like headlights. I've been whipping midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the fence. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Headlights, I've been whipping midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the fence. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right.
Cowboys Nation, it's your boy DMV back with another one, sitting on the back of a pickup truck in the middle of the morning, talking Cowboys football with you guys. Before you do anything else, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also, guys, the Goonies shirt is out today, so go get it. Now, we're going to talk about a little bit about the interview at SportsCon yesterday with Law Nation, West Coast, HTM Sports, Landlord, and my guy, Boss Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? And those guys, they sat down with a couple of guys, but the one that in particular that I'm going to talk, they sat down with Sam Williams the day before, but yesterday they sat down with Malik Hooker, and that one right there, you know, it's pretty much the theme of today's video, where they asked him, you know, who's your young bull? You know what I'm saying? Who's the one that you like? Yeah, that's the one. And he said, can I give you two? And the two that he named were, you know what I'm saying, Marquis Bell and Izzy. You know what I'm saying? And remember, when I first started this series, man, those are two of the guys that I started with. So it's almost like DMV is Nostradamus out here, man. You know what I'm saying? DMV Stradamus. You know what I'm saying? And I've been able to, you know, when I was kind of highlighting the defensive players, I kind of knew who were the guys to watch out for, and these are the guys to watch out for camp: Marquis Bell and Israel Mukuamu. Now, I'm going to talk about each of them individually and what I think that means to the defense. So it's almost like a part two to those videos, but it's really not. So Marquis Bell, man, there's a reason that Marquis Bell keeps coming out of Hooker's mouth, man. The reason is he's the talented one. He's the one that came from Florida A&M, and when he gets his chance, guys, he's the one that's not going to look back. And I think that Malik Hooker knows that. Everybody can see it. Now, see, the thing is, Malik Hooker has the veteran leadership, as you guys saw in my video. Malik Hooker is the guy that when things are going the way that they're going, he's the guy that's kind of pointing people in direction. He's the guy that's there to kind of clean up messes and things of that nature. And I know that there are some pundits out there like Brian Broaddus who don't think high of Hooker. The coaches think high of Hooker. Some of the writers don't think high of Hooker. The reason being, they don't know the scheme. Those writers, they don't know the scheme. They don't know what the coaches are asking. They're not privy to calls. They're not privy to leadership really back there. All they're really privy to is what the media is privy to. And maybe experience of what scouting used to be like. But ultimately, scouts and coaches, as Brian pointed out, sometimes they butt heads. And the coaching staff believes that much in Malik Hooker that they allow him to be that guy that leads. And what do leaders do? They build other leaders. And he's a guy that has come into this room. You guys remember what it was like to have KZ, to have the Jeff Heats and guys like that. You guys remember what it was like. It's not like that anymore. No matter how much we like those guys as people, how much we like them as players, there is a difference in the temperament in that room, in that safety room. And they've done it collectively. But they can't do it without Malik Hooker. And ever since he stepped in the door, there's been a certain level of excellence. Those are things you don't see. Those are things you can't measure. That's what I keep trying to tell these writers and these people out here. You, as a coach, looking at it as a coach perspective and looking at it as somebody who loves the game, you can't put some, you can't really, that's something you can't measure. And that's something that Malik Hooker has. But that's also something that he's able to pass on to these young players, and he's trying to tell you that they're next. Marquis Bell is able to do all of the same things that Malik Hooker is able to do, but the difference is he's younger, he's hungrier, and quite frankly, he puts that shoulder down a lot more. He's going to be an extension of Malik Hooker when he gets his chance. And guys, he's not going to look back when he does get that chance. I promise you. Izzy has so many layers to his game. Izzy, as Hooker was able to say in the interview, is that he was a guy that said, I can play corner. That adds a layer, and that adds some pressure to some guys in that room. We all love Deron Bland, and we think that he is, our nickel guy. But there are going to be certain instances where Izzy is going to get more snaps than him, just simply by what the offense brings on the other side and what Izzy can do and what Deron Bland can't. Meaning, having the length. That length is very, very important. Having a guy that can stay with some of those slot guys on the interior as far as, routes and concepts like that. That length is something that gives quarterbacks trouble when they're trying to throw over top of it or trying to get their easy seam routes. That's something that Izzy, brings to the table. But ultimately, what I heard from Malik Hooker, I really just heard that there's a level of hunger in that room. And another person that he named who isn't a DB is Damon Clark. Said Damon Clark is on his way. Damon Clark has been putting in work in the film room. This is his first off season, and we saw some flashes from Damon Clark last year. So there's a perceived notion that the Cowboys are going to struggle at linebacker. I do believe, and I'm listening to Malik Hooker when he says this, Damon Clark is going to make a leap as well. So you guys look out for it. But I kind of wanted to just do this video this morning to kind of touch base on the interview that they did, to kind of, marry the two things, my film study, what Malik Hooker said, and also to disagree with some of those writers out there, because I don't have a problem doing it. If they can provide proof, if they can go in the film room, I'm challenging them to do it right now. You guys have access to more film than I do. I have access to NFL Plus. You know what I'm saying? What the NFL provides me with. But you guys got access to being in the practices. You guys got access to the same film that I do. So go ahead and break it down, because I'm tired of people just saying things. Tired of it. Prove us wrong. Prove us people who don't have the access to you. Prove us wrong. And I will gladly, concede. I don't have a problem. Look, here's my thing. I'm not somebody that's bigger than the game, that's bigger than learning. So if you could help me learn, that makes me better. I've had some of my most challenging conversations with people that I respect. Me and Professor O have a lot of the time, but I respect him so much because he's not afraid to prove me wrong when there are things that can prove me wrong. And I'm not afraid to speak from a football coach's standpoint or football playing aspect to why I believe those numbers could be skewed. But I challenge these writers out here. I challenge all of these people out here, these big wigs. I challenge y'all to prove me wrong with some film. Prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? You guys have access to it. You guys have experience. Show me something. Or you know what I'm saying? Don't show me. Show the fans, because we all deserve it. Because Cowboys Nation, when it comes to info, when it comes to football, we're going to want to know more than what the average fan wants to know. All right? We demand more than that. So don't just give us half-ass comments and expect us to roll with it, because we ain't going to do it. But all right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.